progress is. You can't be something if you don't take the risk on doing something, right?
Definitely gotta take the risk.
You gotta take the risk, and everything's a risk. With gamble, you gambling your life when you're doing things like that, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's like you gotta take the risk. I think at life. So, but God, I don't know. You fit the 2008 like.
So back to 2008. So yeah, all the lead up doing a bunch of reckless stuff in 2007 led to a very like, I want to say something that really altered my whole life in 2008, because there was a situation that put two good friends away, and I was there and just so happened to leave right before everything happened. And I believe in everything happens for a reason. Like, again, with the law of attraction and shit true. Like that, like everything does happen for a reason. Yep. Like, so the fact that I left that whole situation that ended up turning out to be something devastating, I look at that like, yo, I wasn't meant to be in that, right? Because of the situation that happened. I knew had I stayed, I would have gotten involved 1,000,000%.
That's a fact.
Right? So like 1,000,000%, I would have been involved, and the outcome would have been the same shit. Like, I already not saw, but because I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew, like, when I started analyzing shit, I knew that I wasn't meant to be involved because of, like, just everything is meant. I wasn't meant to be there. Yeah. Like, and then the outcome,
something directed you to go somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Like the experience of, I mean, the outcome experience, I wasn't supposed to experience that outcome. Right. So like, I felt like, and with different scenarios too, like that one just confirmed it. But there was many scenarios from before that I also had, not the gut feeling, because that's mad cliche, just like, everything slows down when dumb shit happens, right? So like when when dumb shit happens, or like there's like just stupid situations. Like, actually, something happened to me the other day, but shit slows down, and for me, I'm able to kind of see it, and I could hear it. Like, it's not on some superpower.
No, I'm not saying.
But
that goes with the person that you are, that you really observe. So that all plays
exactly. That's what I was just about to touch on. That I think about me being so of just observant to everything on my surroundings. I could kind of see things and then kind of visualize how it's gonna end or which way it would go. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So with other shit leading to that, I always knew when to call it a night. Okay. I always knew like not to go this way. Like, yo, I'll meet you there. Yeah, like all those type of things. Like, I used to do those things for a reason. I actually
shit. Now we know why you said I'll meet you there. You was never there.
You know, motherfucker, bro. Sometimes
I respect that. I respect that.
Legit reasons. Sometimes it would just be like, yo, we going to this house party. It's on such and such block, and then I would be like, yeah, I'm there, and then I'll think like, wait a second, didn't we do this on this? Nah, I'm not going there, right? Like shit like that.
See,
like,
now I can understand that though. Yeah, see, we can understand why he did that. Like,
exactly, like it would be shit like that. But then that specific situation kind of made me realize, like, damn, all that shit. Everything that I had at that time could just disappear in a second. Yeah. Like, with one split decision. And the shit sucks. Like, it sucks because of the situation and how it played out. But that's where everything, like, something may seem minor or small at the time. And then if you don't catch it, that shit grows. Yeah. And it keeps growing. And then before you know it, it's too fucking late. Yeah. But one thing that I could definitely testify to is everybody in a split second everybody in those type of situations, they are given that split second to make the right decision. They're given that, because I've been involved in that more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times, shit, more than 10 times.
Yeah.
To where I was put in a position right before something happened to make the choice.
Yeah.
Yo, you want to do this? If if you go to this party, you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know if you go see that girl, you good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you go to this party, you know what's gonna happen. And then what happens the next day? I'm getting a phone call about something that happened at that party.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, damn, good thing I went to go chill with Shorty and didn't go to this party. Because I just always had that kind of premonition of like when something fucked up was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you hold Shorty even tighter. Like, thank you.
So then when that happened, 2008 just made me like, it opened up my eyes and I started seeing shit for what it really was. And I was just like, you know what? Moving forward, I gotta always make the smart decision.
Right.
I can't dabble in the bullshit.
Right.
Now I got a kid. I got a little good job. Like I'm getting money. I got a girl. Like shit like that. Like I gotta chill.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this streets is not. It's not where it's at.
It ain't
like
it.
It's definitely not where it's at. So yeah, 2008 was the year where I started thinking like a fucking man, and I just started making the right decisions, and the right decisions, paid off.
Look at the right way.
No, yeah, God bless, bro. Because you like you said, you definitely got to look into those things and be like, all right, I got to start changing something. I got to do something in my life, man. Like, let me use what I got. Because sometimes we got what we got, and we start doing these things that doesn't really doesn't align with the shit that we got, right? Like, until we start noticing later on, like that you just said, oh, you know what? Fuck. Now I'm gonna go strong on doing what I got to grow myself. Because a lot of things hold us back.
Oh hell yeah! There's a lot of things hold you back, like, and it comes in all forms. Like distractions come in all forms. It could be family, it could be a relationship, it could be a job situation. It could be a lot of things. Just hold back comes in very different faces, different forms. Like you just gotta find your wave. Be around a supportive cast. You gotta have a supportive cast. You gotta and do your thing. Like I say, just go for it. Like you gotta take that leap. You gotta go
regardless
for it.
if you go into things, man. Like I know there's another situation I just want to touch on because that probably changed your life to another extent too.
Oh
like
hell
when your mom passed away.
Oh yeah. When my mom passed away, that was like that shit was devastating because she was the one that I could talk about fucking anything. Like my mom was not only my mom, she was shit. She when she found out when I was smoking bud at an early age, she used to make me fucking pancakes at 3:00 in the morning.
Nah, I love your mom, man.
She used to like I would come home fucking smacked at 3 in the morning. She would wake up and be like, "You want pancakes? Like, whose mom is making them pancakes?"
Especially when you coming up high, bro.
Yeah,
like
she knew it. She knew, but I also have a sister that I fucking love and adore, and she never saw that. So my mom was basically cool with it. And she was just like, as long as your sister don't see that shit, like don't be leaving shit around the house or nothing like that. But my mom was mad cool with me having like company and shit like that. Like I had friends over. Like my room was lit. Like I had my room in the crib. Like I used to have friends over. I would smoke, blow it out the window. Like everything was cool. Like my mom was super cool. So when I lost her, it was just like, damn. Like it wasn't a like what I do now.
Right.
It was more so like I know what to do now.
Okay.
Like I know what I know how she saw me because before she left me, we actually had like a barbecue. I had like a little barbecue at the crib, and she had came through. Like this is the last memory that I have with my mom.
Right.
Like she came through. She was seasoning some jumbo shrimp. Like we was having a fucking good time, and like I fucking thank God or whoever, the higher power, for giving me that last memory because a lot of people they don't see their parents, in a long time before they pass, or like they whatever situation it is, right?
Memory.
Or fucked up memory. They didn't really have a good relationship. Yeah. Like there's always some other bullshit. Yeah. But with me, like me and my mom was good. Like she saw me thriving at that time. At that time of my life, that was 2011. In 2011, like I was good in 2011. Like I had a good job. I was chilling. Like I had the house with the backyard. Like shit was good. So yeah, the last memory we had was us grilling and having a fucking good time, like having good conversation, drinking wine, having fucking good food. Like the shit was fire. But the way she passed was just abruptly, like at 3 a.m. Yeah. I'm sleeping. I get woken up out of sleep. My first thought was like, nah, no way. Like, nah. Cause you just can't.
I mean, you don't want to
believe it. Yeah. Like my first thing was like, remember I woke up to it.
Yeah.
So it was like, this is a bad dream. Yeah, there's no way, right? Like there's no way. And then I realized that I'm awake. Nah, this is real. Yeah. Right. Like so, I'm just like, damn. Like how do I process this information? Because there's gonna be other people that's gonna be just as hurt. So do I cry? Right. Or do I fucking man up and be strong for the family? Because everybody was fucking hurt. Yeah, my aunt was hurt. My grandmother was hurt. My grandmother passed too. And me and her share the same birthday. Yeah. But that kind of like made me stay positive during that time because I still had my grandmother, I still had my aunt. So I was just like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna be there for them. I'm gonna hold it down for them. But was I fucking completely devastated and heartbroken? Hell yeah. Like that was like, yeah, that was, remember, my biological father passed when I was 2. Yeah. So like, then to lose my mom, I was just like, damn, I'm out here with no parents. Like that shit is whack. Yeah. Right. So like no biological parents. So I'm just like, damn, that shit is whack. But I was like, yo, when I started looking at the positives, I was like, yo, my mom seen me in a good space. Her daughter went to college, was doing great in college. Like she left, her other son was doing good, got a beautiful family. Like she left knowing that her kids were good. Yeah, that's true. She raised them good, and like nobody, was in a fucked up position. Yeah. The relationship was good. The communication was always good. So yeah, it was fucked up. But again, one thing I didn't do was I didn't see her in the hospital. So like the night of, I didn't want to see that. Like,
so your last memory was the barbecue and that
was the last memory. Bro, and then I obviously seen her at the wake and stuff. Right. But like the last real memory is us in a barbecue chilling. Yeah, so in my mind, when I close my eyes and think of my mom, I see her fully alive, smiling and shit like that. So, which is fire. And then I also had a fucking phone. Yo, if you got my fucking iPhone that I fucking lost in Home Depot, return my shit because it's an iPhone 6 because that fucking iPhone had a voice note that my mom left me on my birthday, singing me happy birthday on my voicemail. So I had lost the phone at Home Depot.
Which Home Depot?
And it was a Home Depot out in Staten Island. I had lost the fucking phone, and I had texted this shit offering them $1,000, and they, they was probably scared or whatever.
And at that time, they were taking phones like that.
Yeah, they were taking phones like crazy. But that shit, yeah, man, that shit. I was trying to hold that shit for the rest of my life, and I ended up losing it. But I'm like, yo, you know what? It is what it is. I got pictures, shit like that. Yeah, I got pictures and shit. I got a bunch of like Christmas cards and all that stuff that I
think you got that though, man.
Hell yeah, I got that. Got the memories. Yeah, that shit's fire.
Like she was always like that caring mother.
Oh hell
like,
yeah,
she was, man. Even my short memory of her, because I remember I would always sleep over at like the crib in 183rd. And like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I used to have like a bad, like, yo, I'll pee the bed, like badly though, bro. But she would always just wake up and just be like, oh my God, it's fine, like just clean it up. But I remember like I had like, there was this one time we was in a party and I'm sitting on her lap and they started playing Do the Brown. Mind you, I'm like 3-4 years old at this time, and she's like, "Yo, what is this? Like, you got cursing, fucking, all this shit."
That's crazy.
I'm sitting on her lap. I'm just like, yo, like she's defending me though. Like, you feel me? So,
this is a fact. This is a fact. I never cursed around my mom. Not one time. My mom never heard me. She never heard me curse in front of her. Never. Okay. If she probably heard me curse like around my friends and shit like that, if she was like peeking her head out. But I never stumbled. I never fumbled. With her? Nah, never. I always talk to my mom with the utmost respect. Always, all the time. Never screamed at her. Never told her no. I do remember when I was young though. One day, she had told me to do some shit, and I didn't know what putting up the middle finger was, right? I didn't know what that was, but I did it. and she saw me. Her back was turned, but she saw me through the reflection of the TV. And I remember she beat my ass with a hanger. With a fucking
that was the days.
Yeah, yo, she beat me with a fucking hanger. And I was just like, you know, after the ass whipping, I was just like, I'm not supposed to be telling my mom, fuck you.
Yeah,
like, you know, like, she fucking brought me into this world type shit. Like, I was thinking like that. And, yeah, man, my mom was just cool. She was cool as fuck. Like, she never, whatchamacallit, she never, like, pressed me about no crazy shit. She used to let me have girls over. Like, she used to fucking, not give me no curfew. Anytime she tried to be that type of mom, I will always, like, fucking write a note and throw it down to my friends in the backyard and be like, yo, knock on my door. Yo, knock on my door and ask if
your mom was gonna give up.
Exactly,
she was gonna give in. Like,
she was too soft. Like, I would be like, yo, knock on my door and ask her if I could come outside. She's gonna let me come out. Yo, bro, she caught on though. Later on, she caught on and she was like, yo, don't send your fucking friends no notes. Like, you're not going outside tonight.
Somebody gave you up, bro.
Yeah, somebody definitely gave me up.
Yeah, they gave you up.
But yeah, man, Mom Dukes was dope.
Your mom was a beautiful person, man. I love your mom, man. Like, definitely beautiful person, man. Like, listen, man. Like, she really took care of us, man. Like, she had a good heart. Like, there was there was not even questioning that shit, man. Like, there was not even no questioning, man. But so, you know, condolences again. So that I know. All right. So at that point, you said you knew already. It's not what you needed to do. You already knew what to do. You already knew, bam, I gotta go.
Time to go.
Time to go. Time to fly. Because
definitely.
You know what I mean? That's when now you're getting into your stuff that you're getting into with the whole. You already had the sneaker noise, but now it's transitioning into the fashion stuff. And
so after 2008, that basically deaded the whole like street shit. Like the street shit was a dub. That shit was never gonna pan out. Like that made me realize like, yo, leave that shit alone. So then, you know, fast forward 2011, my mom passes away. That opens it up even more because I got a kid at this time. Right. So now I'm like, okay, I got to build a relationship with my son. Like, it got to be tighter. I got to make sure he's doing his thing in school. I got to, you know, be on top of him. I can't be fucking around. I can't end up in jail.
So that brought you closer than...
Oh, hell yeah.
All right.
And that made me play the role more of a dad, like be involved because, you know, after seeing my mom pass, it's just like, yo, damn, what if I pass? Or what if his mom passes? Yeah, like, you know, that shit could take a fucking turn on a person's life, especially a child at a young age. So you always hear that story, like, oh, my parents died at a young age and they end up fucking doing drugs and doing some crazy shit, right? Like, that's always the backstory. But that made me be like, yo, I need to be more involved. I need to make sure that my boy's doing good. I can't fuck around and end up in jail, and then he's not going to have no guidance. You know, like, his mom is great, but she can only do so much. Like,
you need a father figure.
Yeah, a woman can't raise a man. Right. Like, so the woman's going to be there, and she's going to be compassionate and shit like that, and, you know, teach him good, teach him right from wrong. But the father figure is the one that's gonna give him that stern toughness and just make him understand, like, yo, when you grow up, you may experience these things. Yeah. And I already experienced them for you. So I can tell you what to do, what not to do, who to be with, what path to be with. And he just soaked it in like a sponge. Yeah. And did his thing. Like, I could say proudly that my son never saw a B grade in his life. Oh, like, he's a straight A student all the way to college, from fucking pre-K all the way to sophomore. Boy, he's about to be a junior in college. Wow. Never saw a B in his life. So that right there, that's all him. I'm not taking no credit for him. He's academically, he's a fucking genius. Yeah. Like, but as far as like telling him straight up, like, listen, you do this. I always like to the way I raised him was, you give me this, I'll give you that. Yep. And people should always be rewarded. I'm very for that. Like, the good that you do, you should be rewarded for that. So I basically told them, yo, you bring your mother home this good grade, this A, because we don't want nothing less than an A. So if you bring this A consistently, you're gonna be rewarded consistently. Yeah. And you gotta hold your end to the bargain, because the second that that he brought that A in and I didn't come through, I would have looked like a liar. I would have looked like a bullshitter. Yeah, and then it's like all that hope because you gotta put yourself in his shoes or into her shoes and be like, okay, I made a promise. Yeah. So I can't break this promise because if you break this promise, then
because they fulfilled their promise.
Exactly, exactly, and it's just hope build up. Like, yo, I gotta do good on this test because all they thinking about is that reward.
Yeah, facts.
But you want them to think about that reward because they're not gonna make no mistakes because they already know at the end of this fucking tunnel, there's a pot of gold there. So, yo, I'm talking about birthdays, Christmas, whatever. My son knows whatever the fuck he wants, he gets it. Yeah. Like and even though I didn't grow up getting whatever the fuck I wanted, but I damn near I got.
But this is why you did that for him.
Exactly. Yeah, I did it for him because I couldn't see the younger me going down the path that I went through because my experiences made me able to survive what I went through in order to be where I'm at now. Right. And I knew that my son wouldn't be able to survive all the bullshit. Like everything that comes with outside, my son is not that type of person that he'll know what to do in those type of situations. So I kind of me and his mom played a huge part in that.
Yeah, shielding from that.
Keeping him away from that shit and keeping him focused on the bigger picture because the bigger picture ends up being you becoming an adult, having a career, being financially stable, like not having to worry about fucking how I'm gonna pay this rent, how I'm gonna pay this car, how I'm gonna pay for this flight to go see this fucking statue or whatever the fuck, whatever ends up being your hobby. I just told him like financial freedom is everything. Every fucking human wishes they have financial freedom. Right. So I told them the only way for you to be able to buy that fucking Lamborghini, to buy whatever it is that you want to buy, because everything is obtainable. Yep. But in order for you to do that, you have to, there's steps to that. Yeah. And then once you fucking complete everything, you'll be able to buy that shit with no problem. So I was teaching him, I taught him that. I was teaching him about credit very early on. So he's up on all that shit. So
that's good. Nah, that's fire, man. Shit. That's dope. See, this is why the father needs to be, and again, not putting dubbing down the mom, right? But the father needs to be there too to teach him other things like that.
Oh yeah.
Like sure. Also showing them too that like if you work, like this is the reward you're gonna get when you work. No matter if it's like in school or just like in your career, like
and that transitions
work,
to,
there's always a reward to it.
Yeah, that transitions to when you get adulthood too, right? Because you got to put in the work. There's no way you're gonna fucking be and think that faith is gonna shit's gonna pop up just by faith. Shit doesn't happen like that.
Nobody's coming knocking on your door.
Or just you waiting, check. You waiting and sitting in your living room like that. Like you waiting for that PNC check, like
just being a house potato and shit.
So I want to ask you, like, I know you have built a business, right?
Yeah. So actually, me and my partner there, we got a business called Heir Repairs.
Heir Repairs.
Yeah. So it's like the is branching off from the handle, but yeah, it's for minor home repairs, just like indoor stuff. Like painting, mounting TVs. Okay. Putting up window treatments, light fixtures, stuff like that. Yeah, so if you in New York and you need any minor home task completed that you can't do yourself, hit up Heir Repairs at Heir Repairs, heirrepairs.com. We're reinventing the website, making it user-friendly right now. But yeah, you can still reach out, Heir Repairs.
I'm on for that. Yeah, shout out Heir Repairs, man. Like, so how's that going? How's that?
Oh yeah, it's going fantastic. Yeah.
How long you had it for?
Right now, since I want to say 2021.
Okay.
And we was dabbling with it, see, because there's a lot of competition when it comes to that, especially in New York. Everybody always needs something done. There's a lot of busy people that live in New York.
That's why I love construction life.
Yeah. Construction is definitely one of those that you could always make money. It's a trade. I always say like knowing a good trade, you can make money anywhere.
That's a fact.
So this was actually an idea of mine for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how did you end up starting that?
And then, just shit aligns. That's it. Like shit aligns that's you're able to do that. So I was working at a hospital and I actually ran into you, I think, one day. And that's crazy. And
full circle.
And I had went to Puerto Rico on my birthday, and they was mad about that because I had requested the same time off as another employee, but my time off ended up getting approved. So long story short, my time got approved, and then they hit me back with, oh, it's not approved the week of that I'm leaving to Puerto Rico. So my flight is paid, my hotel is paid, everything is paid. It's probably like a good $1,500 invested into this trip already
I would have
spent.
been like, I'm gone.
So yeah, so I'm
about.
on the same type of time. I'm like, there's no way unless y'all paying me back.
Facts.
So they obviously wasn't paying me back. So I told them, well, I'm not coming in. Like, you guys gotta figure this out. This got nothing to do with me. I got the documents proving that my vacation was approved. So I go on vacation, have time of my life, come back, and they try to hit me with like some suspension there. One thing about me is once I get suspended or some sort of like disciplinary action, I'm out of there. Like, I'm out of there because then things start becoming uncomfortable. Yeah, it's no like, yo, what's up, man? Nah, fuck out of here. Leave me the fuck alone, bro. You fucking did some bitch shit and wrote me up type shit. Like, so once that happens, like, it's just like, man, fuck you. So when I came back, they suspended me. I already knew I wasn't going to go back, so I had it all planned out. On the day that I was supposed to come back, I went to work late, super late. I'm talking about, like, I was supposed to start at, like, 7. I ended up getting there, like, around 11 o'clock. I walked in like I owned the place, too. I walked in that bitch. They was like, hey, you got to go to the director's office. And I was just like, no, the fuck I don't. I was like, I'm out of here. I threw my uniform and dipped. So when I left, I just left with really no plan. Yeah. Like, I had some money saved up. You know, I had money in the bank, and I had some valuable shit. Like, I was collecting sneakers at the time, and I knew I had stuff that I could sell.
You could hold you down.
But yeah, that'll hold me down for a couple months. And but as far as working, I was just like, damn, do I really? So this is kind of the time where I was just like, do I want another boss? Do I want to deal with a boss? So this is what I started thinking in my brain. So I'm like, do you really want to go back to a place where you're going to be told what to do? Right. Even though that doesn't really, like, I don't mind, like, you know, I'm at work. Yeah, so like, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? Yeah, no problem, right? If it's not nothing crazy, yeah, no problem. But just that whole concept of like having to be on time, having to take a break when they tell you to, shit like that. Oh, you gotta wear. I never understood that, like the uniform. Like, you gotta wear this and you gotta wear that. Like, why, bro? Yeah. Like, as long as I look presentable, let me wear what the fuck I want to wear. If I'm not coming in looking like you know, like fucking crazy. Yeah. Like, if I'm looking presentable and I'm representing the company or whatever
the right way,
I'm for the right way. Yeah, because some of the times where I used to go into work, I used to look better than a fucking manager. and they used to be, oh, you can't wear that. Like, why?
They were mad.
Right? So that whole concept of like just having a boss, like it started getting to me. Like, I need to figure out how to do my own shit. Right?
That's where it starts at, man.
Yeah, and I had looked up, I was taking a train, and I look up and I see a train advertisement that it said like handy or some shit like that. Yeah. And it was like work from your phone. And like, shit, to me the dream job is working from home. Right? And like working remotely, you could work wherever the fuck you want. So I'm like, oh shit, I could work from my phone? Like, let me look into this. I look into the shit, and it was a little app that led to doing minor home tasks, like mounting TVs and shit like that. I taught myself how to mount TVs, no tutorial or anything like that. I didn't learn through a school or nothing. Yeah. I all self-taught. Taught myself how to fucking do everything.
Right there.
Right? Taught myself how to do everything. I was practicing in my own crib, making sure I got it right, making sure I had the right materials, making sure that if I was to go do this in somebody else's house, that I was going to do a perfect job. So once I
need y'all to pay attention, listen to everything he's saying, bro, because, man, go ahead.
This is like self-taught.
No, because, and I don't want to cut you over, because this is what they got to learn, bro, that, yo, you perfected, you knew, you're like, yo, I need to do something different on my life. I need to work for myself. I don't want to fucking boss. What is this? You know what? I'm gonna go 100% on this shit because I gotta do this right.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what y'all need to really listen to what he's saying on that, man, because y'all work ethics is fucked up.
And then also when you do teach yourself a trade, you actually save money because when if you move or you buy a house, let's just say, right, and you want to hook up your crib, your first thing is like you start adding up how much this shit is gonna cost to hook up your crib, and then you like. If you can't paint, you're like, oh, I got to pay labor to get it painted a certain way, or I want to change the shower head in my bathroom, or I want to mount my TV. Like, all that shit, if you don't know how to do it, another motherfucker's getting paid. And if you don't know the rates and how much shit really costs, they could just throw any number at you. And you know, with no knowledge.
I experienced that myself with my car. I don't have any warranty or anything in my car, so everything that's going on with my car, I fix myself.
Okay.
So whenever like when my alternator got messed up or my radiator got messed up, I did all that myself. Like I looked up the rates. Like I ain't paying another nigga to do this shit. I can do this shit myself. YouTube is key, bro.
That's all you need.
Exactly. See,
and that's all I did.
When I started mounting TVs, I actually didn't even look at a YouTube because it's kind of self-explanatory. Like I looked at the fucking TV mount bracket. And I'm like, okay, there gotta be screws that go into the wall. I think I only looked at YouTube to see what type of tools I needed so that I wasn't going out and spending money on the wrong tools or like overbuying tools. But as soon as I found out all I needed was a couple anchors, a drill, a hammer, and a screwdriver, I was like, oh shit, I could fucking make a killing doing this. So I ended up doing that, and I ended up being nice at it to where I was able to mount the TV in 20 minutes.
I'd be gone.
So the fact that I was doing it so efficiently and so fast, the clients was like, hey, can we get your number to call you to do other stuff? So I was like, hey, yeah. Yo, to the point where I had a fucking long-ass Rolodex of clientele. They was just hitting me off the app on the side.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
better for you too.
Wait a second. I'm making $1,000 a week, not being told what to do. I'm showing up whenever the fuck I want to show up.
When your schedule's up.
I'm mounting 3-4 TVs a day, and I'm making fucking $300 in and out.
Yeah.
I got the whole day to chill.
Yeah.
I'm good. So I started doing that, and then I'm like, wait a second. Okay, I gotta make it so I know how to do this shit, but do I want to work? That's where I was like, yo, do I really want to work? Like, I know I can make money doing it, but do I want to work? So
you want to become the middleman now.
Exactly. So when that came into the picture, I was just like, I started really thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, how do I do this without, because, you know, to start a company and all that shit takes money.
Yeah.
You need money. Like, there's no other way around it. You need money to start anything, any venture, idea you have, whatever it is that you want to do. Anything that makes money needs money to start. So you need to invest money to make money. So I was like, okay, this is not going to be a couple $100. This is going to be a couple $1,000. So if I do this, you know, I need to do it with somebody. Okay. Right? I need to involve somebody. And then that's like-minded and a hustler and somebody that could really see the vision. And then we need to get the funds, and then we need to make it poppin'. So that all happened, which is fucking fantastic. And then, you know, we got the company started. And in the beginning, we was just figuring shit out. You know, building the website, fucking getting the business cards, shit like that. And we all had clients too. So we was getting the word out there. So for the first, I want to say 2 years, it was a bunch of groundwork. And now, we good to where we got jobs coming in, and, you know, there's consistent work. And the best part about it is I'm not doing a damn thing.
You got workers?
Got workers, got employees, got contractors, and they're banging out these projects, and they're banging out these contracts that we getting now is great. It's good.
So you subcontract.
Yeah, so I basically get the jobs and give these tickets out.
You was basically the app. You are basically that.
Yeah, basically.
I gotta give you my business card because I am a locksmith.
Oh, perfect.
So
you see, so basically with stuff like that, right? So I like to also work with independent contractors because I don't want to be your boss. Like I don't want to tell you what to do. But let's say, for example, you say that you do locksmith, right? So I'll take your card, and then if a locksmith is needed for a job, I'm like, oh, wait a second, I got a locksmith. Hit you up. Yo, how much this is gonna cost? You let me know how much this is gonna cost, and I throw a sprinkle some on. Yeah, exactly. That's how it is. But yo, listen, if you do any type of contracting work, flooring, carpentry, painting, reach out to Heir Repairs. I'll definitely get you work, man. Definitely. Yo, I'm the plug when it comes to this contracting, home repairs, renovation. Hit up Heir Repairs and let's get this chicken, man.
That's dope, man. Like when you just like see back at it, yo, fuck, you came from that. And like, boom, shit, I got this going on, bro.
Oh yeah, right now I got around 3-4 incomes right now, and
they say you need 7. Got 4 more
7
left.
shit. I got. I mean, with the incomes that I got right now, if I really wanted to just like stack, I could do that with no problem. Like nice. So, but you know, I like to spend. I feel like money's meant to be spent. So
I mean, you can't take it with you, so
yeah, they're definitely not. Like right now, I'm on some like my young boy's going to college. I want him to finish college. Then I obviously start traveling with him and like really take like real vacations to where I'm, because right now I just be taking, you know, weekend trips, 3-4 days. But like with him, like I really want him to experience like the real shit, like Japan and all those places that seemed so far out when I was a kid. Now I'm able to do that shit. Yeah. So now, like, I want him to experience that all on me. Like, yo, look, you did all this for me.
Yeah.
This is how I'm gonna pay you back. I'm gonna show you the world. Like, fuck getting you a pair of sneakers. Fuck getting you a PS5. Like, I'm gonna get you a fucking trip to Japan, all paid for. Like, you're gonna experience this shit for free. Yeah. So. You know, yeah. So that's one of the goals that, well, that's gonna happen. But but if I want to sit back and stack right now, I can do that shit with no problem. But I'm chilling right now. Like, nice. Yeah, I'm good. Like, well, the thing is that, like how you just said, 7 incomes. That like that's the goal type shit. Like, bro, the way shit is panning out, I should have 10 incomes by, you know, like it's just gonna keep on because
keep coming.
I'm always put in a position to where a venture presents itself. Okay. Like I'm just a fucking vessel full of ideas.
That's just the people you around too.
Yeah. But there's I have one person that me and him think of shit just off the fly.
I got you.
And with that's another thing that I believe in, like law of attraction, because I had made a move that ended up linking to meeting him. And then it was just too creative. So being with him all the time, like, instilled the creativeness in me that just constantly flows all day, fucking every day. And now I'm like, any fucking meeting I walk into, I'm always like, how can I make money off this? Or how can
capitalize off it?
Yeah, how can I capitalize off this? Is this something that I could be involved in? Or is this something that I could just appreciate and be like a consumer, or I could just be the audience, or something I could just enjoy. But if the opportunity presents itself to where I could be involved, then I always try to be involved. Why not? If it concerns me, like investing in money or my fucking presence or whatever it is that I could be involved, if I see the opportunity, I'm with it. So right now, like I said, 4 incomes. If the goal is 7, I know it's gonna end up being 10.
Surpass that.
Yeah, it's gonna surpass it. But because again, I know too many like creative people.
For that not to happen.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, it's like I'm always getting either invited to something, or I'm being put on to something, or just like somebody just constantly just like letting me in the know.
And that's why networking is always a beautiful thing, man. Networking, number one, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Networking is number one, bro. I tell people that shit all the time. You know, you have to network. The more people you know, the more opportunity. Yeah. And it's like the networking is so fucking beneficial to everything that you do.
It's needed.
Yeah, it's needed. It's definitely needed, and it just opens more doors. The more people you know, the more keys, the more doors. Just opportunities are endless. Like I said, I was music, fashion, art, fucking bro, food, travel, like all this shit.
You was a foodie?
Bro, what?
Yeah. Oh,
bro,
shit.
when it comes, if you want to fucking eat good, especially in New York, I'm going to show you where to eat good. And I'm talking about real food, not fucking Five Guys, not bro, fast food. Like, I'm not going to say I don't eat fast food, but like, I don't even remember the last time I ate fast food. Like, do I want to eat fast food? Absolutely not. If I don't have to eat fast food, I'm not gonna eat fast food. But like, yeah, bro, foodie, travel. Now the traveling game is getting crazy. Like before, it was little trips to Puerto Rico and Miami. Now motherfuckers going to Brazil and fucking St. Martin type shit.
Yeah,
Europe. So yeah, bro. Like,
talk about how you got into that too. Like now, I want to get into talk about that, the travel. That you bringing it up, and even the art, the league. What was that? The league, right?
Yeah.
How do you get into that? Like, cause I know you just mentioned right now that said you don't touch something, you don't go into something unless you gonna capitalize or make the situation better or help everybody out. So what was the art thing? Because was you into art before, a while ago, or that was something that you found like throughout your time?
Yeah. So basically, it goes back to the sneakers. Okay. So the sneakers is what led to the art shit. So the running around, like, finding the sneakers, shit like that, running around Soho. I ended up going into this store called Union, and it had like Kaws figurines. It had like, little fucking Kaws statues and bear bricks, and Kid Robot was like making his run at the time. I think it had just Kid Robot came a little bit later, but that's where like Bear Bricks became popular and shit like that, and all the Dunnies and stuff. But before that, I used to work so I would go to that store and buy like Stussy shirts, and they had like shit like that, right? But then they had like the art figurines, like the toys and stuff. So that always was like, yo, what is that? Like the the curiosity and shit. But like the price tags on these little shits was a little expensive. It wasn't as crazy as it was now.
Yeah, now
it wasn't as crazy as it is now. They
reselling that now. Like
now
yeah, they reselling everything.
Now the shit is just stupid now. But before, the shit was at retail. But it was more than sneakers, right? So I knew, okay, that game is a little bit more expensive, right? So, but before, I was working at some shoe store there, and I had met a dude, one of my coworkers. He had put me on to Kaws, and it was a dude from Brooklyn. He had put me on to Kaws, and he basically was just putting me onto game. Like, yo, this is an artist or whatever. He's from Jersey. Gave me the whole rundown. Was putting me on to how Kanye linked up to do his album cover. Okay. So 808s and Heartbreak had just came out too. And he was like, look, you see, he also did Kanye's cover. So me, being a Kanye fan, I was just like, oh, that's dope. I started doing my research into Kaws. Like, yo, I need to find out more about him and shit like that. And I also remembered, like, oh shit, I seen his shit at that clothing store that I shop in. Okay. So now when I double back, I'm gonna ask questions now. Right. I'm gonna find out more. So I ended up going back to the store, and I see that the artist has a clothing brand called Original Fake. So I start racking up on the tees. I start buying tees, socks, bunch of shit, right? I end up getting cool with the manager of the store. So he's like, yeah, you gotta come to one of his shows and shit like that. So I'm like, oh yeah, to the Kaws shit. So he's like, yeah, he's having a show in Connecticut. So I'm like, all right, he had it at the Altridge Museum. So I was like, all right, cool. End up going out there. Show was crazy. Yeah. Show was crazy. Art everywhere. And then he also does references to characters that we grew up on, like the Simpsons and SpongeBob and motherfucking Astro Boy and shit like that. So I gravitated to it like, yo, this is fire. Yeah. Like, right? So the whole like skull and bones on the Mickey Mouse body, right? Like it was just so much shit that I was familiar with already.
Yeah.
That made me like him as an artist and made me start looking for other artists. So I was like, wait, if Kanye used him on this album for his album art, who the fuck was the artist on the other album then?
So mind goes crazy, bro.
When I found out that was another artist, one of the greatest artists of all time, Takashi Murakami, was on the Graduation album cover, art. I was like, oh shit. So Kanye been up on the art shit. So I started, looking into art, and then I had seen the MTV Cribs with Pharrell, I think it was. And he had the 4-foot statues of the Kaws. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay, so this is what it is. Because I just thought it was just some random shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that this was coming from an actual artist. So I started doing all my research. The shit starts being dope. Like I start learning about other artists, and now I'm like looking for like forums and other people that's talking about artists.
Yeah, but like I want to know what's your take on that shit, because now like I feel like everybody's just hopping on the bandwagon now with Kaws. Like the niggas niggas is going down to Hudson Yards just to take pictures in front of. They don't even know what figurine that is. Yeah. So like they don't really know like how you were saying about the original fake. Like the bounty hunter figurines that they first came out with. Like niggas is just hopping on the bandwagon now. So that's that. Like, what's your take on that?
I mean, it was bound to happen. Yeah. Like when something is hot or something is trendy, like it's gonna grab the attention of multiple people, and especially if you can make money off of it. Like people are always, at the end of the day. But then you got the people that are knowledgeable on the topic, and they know like what's hot, what's not, what's been around. Like right now, he's doing like a lot of open editions, and not to say that they're not cool or nothing like that. It's just it doesn't have the same sentimental value as it did before, because before there was limited editions, and it was like a 1 of 100, and it would make the hunt more satisfying when you got it, and it became like another conversation. Like, oh shit, you got that, and then there's a story behind it, because there's always a story when somebody obtained a piece of art. So I increased my knowledge on learning about other artists, and then I started traveling to art shows. So I go to art shows all over the city, and then Kaws was having a big art show, a retrospective. So a retrospect is basically like the entire career.
Oh, okay.
So they'll do a show like from the beginning to where they at to their current status. Okay. And since Kaws been around since what?
Like 1990,
92 type shit. He's been Kaws been.
But real quick, I'm sorry to cut you, but Kaws is like a skateboarding thing.
Nah, Kaws is he's an artist. He was originally a graffiti artist, and then he ended up taking his talents to Japan or wherever the fuck. And he was throwing up the throwies, like his Kaws handle, his tag or whatever you want to call it. And then he was the companion. That's the famous one with the skull and bones and on the Mickey Mouse body. It's called the companion. So he had a 4-foot, and he left that shit like in the streets of Japan, and he was like recording people's reaction to the shit. And people were like taking pictures with it, and he seemed like, oh shit, like
and then like everybody knows, like everybody knows about the X2 on the eyes too. So it was once you see that, you know that's Kaws.
And then when he hit the city, he went down towards like LES, and he was defacing the bus advertisements, and he would throw the skull and bones on like the model wearing the Calvin Klein jeans or like shit like that. And that's when people started taking notice, like, oh shit, like that's dope, because it was actual art on the advertisement.
You see, because I didn't look at it that way. That's why I asked, was it a skateboarding thing? Because when I first seen the Kaws thing, I was like, oh, this look like skateboarding thing.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying, but it's just in the mix of that now. Okay. Like before, like he's just an artist. Okay. He has nothing to do with skateboards. It's just probably a collab that he did or something like that. But yeah, Kaws is everywhere. The growth from when I knew about him or found out about him till now is insane. And I think the blow up actually happened. He's been big. Let's like
it's like once he started like collaborating, like
the way he got to everybody, like because Kaws has been like it wasn't like if you know, you know type of deal. Because if you knew about art or had any little bit about art, Kaws was either your favorite artist, contemporary art. He was either your favorite artist or one of your favorite artists, or you knew about Kaws. Like his shit was just so fire, it was no way to hate on it. But now after he did the VMAs, he caught the masses. That's like everybody was like, "What the fuck is that?" Because he altered the Moon Man, so everybody was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And then you had the up and coming artist in music. Also wearing his shit or making jewelry or having his shit in the crib, like Pusha T and Kid Cudi and Pharrell, obviously, and Kanye. So his shit was put in front of you. So people that didn't know was curious to know. So yeah, so I started traveling for art to go to art shows. He had this retrospect. It was in Texas, in Fort Worth, Texas. So end up going out there, and there was a bunch of other art, I want to say like fucking art masters was flying out there. Because I ended up meeting people that was up on art very, very early. Yeah. Like very early. Motherfuckers. That's a different game right there. Had sketches from the beginning of the career. Or just people that was just up on game very, very early in the very beginning. So I meet these like-minded individuals, and they just teaching me so much and putting me onto so much shit. They ends up becoming close friends after this. And then it was just a conversation like, yo, all of us got some dope-ass art pieces. All of us are like-minded. All of us are fresh. Like, we all love art. We like fashion. We should come together and be something, a collective. And like, I don't want to take full credit for the idea, but I saw the vision, like, as far as like, yo, if we could take this serious, or someone can take this serious and really see it for what it is, this could be a good thing because of who's involved and how the art is shaping out. Like, let's try this since no one's doing it. Let's try this and see if we could form something. And in the beginning, it was a bunch of since it was new, it's something that has never been done before. Like a collective of individuals that are not celebrities, that are not hand-fed fucking family funds. Exactly. Like, these are regular individuals that love art and are, getting their money and spending their money on art.
Y'all just all have everything in common. That one thing.
Exactly. So, like, yo, let's try this. So in the beginning, it was a bunch of like, nah, this is not gonna work. It was a lot of ego, a lot of like disagreement, like shit like that happens. And then it's like, you know what? Okay, if you feel like this is gonna work this way, then let's try it and let's see what happens. And there was a point where I fell back from it. Like, okay, nobody really wants to take it serious. Then all right, let's leave it as be. But then there was still opportunity there. And the one that, shout out the League, because it was nothing before. And now it's like so many opportunities came from it, and just all the networking and everything that came. This shit is fantastic. Like, what it came from to where it is now and it's just gonna keep on getting bigger. And it's just, like League Oto, all your artist information, all your art needs or resources, like League Oto is number one in that. Like, nobody's gonna take that away from them. Like, shit is just dope where it's at right now. There's probably another show that's being, the collections within the members now is insane now. Now it's just crazy, but
it's dope when you see that just fucking manifest, man.
It's dope. And it's dope because me being involved in the early stages was fire, and then me falling back and then seeing what it is or what it became is so fire, because it's just like, yo, that shit.
It's great that you saying that, because I was gonna ask you how has your perspective on art evolved since transitioning from creating it to appreciating and collecting it?
Oh man, that shit. Well, I never created art. So I always been a fan of art and always appreciated art and was always curious to find out like how the fuck do they come up with these characters, or how the whole thought process comes about art. So yeah, again, just doing my research, meeting people that knew about shit, and just appreciating art for just it being more than just a picture or a drawing.
Yeah.
Like there's way more to it.
That's
like,
what I feel like it is now, especially with this generation. Like niggas just be going over to galleries and shit just to take pictures. And
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Just because it look dope.
Yeah, just because it look good, whatever. But like,
They just don't
you
understand
gotta
the
really
history behind
appreciate
it.
it.
Yeah, that's why. Like, what advice would you give someone who was just starting their art collection?
Someone that just, man, listen, first do your research, because you don't want to just buy any art. You could fall into a trap with buying like an artist that either just came out, has no real background, or you could end up buying like IKEA art or like Bed Bath and Beyond art. Like it's just art with no value. And that goes back to the investment and what I said about fashion. So why do you, if you buy a fucking Love, Live, Pray, whatever the fuck that, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You spend money on that, right? And then you hang it up on your wall. That shit don't got no value. Yeah. But if you invest in, like, let's say a Kaws painting or a print or a toy, it's an investment. It holds value. Mm-hmm. So the longer it's not, you didn't spend the money, you just transformed the money into something that you can look at. Because if you look at money is just a fucking piece of paper, a piece of cotton, whatever the fuck the material is made out of. It's just a piece of paper. Yeah. But if you could turn the money into a beautiful art piece that's living in your crib on your wall, it becomes a conversation. It elevates your space. It makes everything dope. Like,
and Jay-Z been saying that shit. So he was like, bro, invest your money in some art. Like what he said in the story of OJ. RP OJ Simpson too. That's crazy.
Yo, facts.
He was saying that though. He was like, I just bought an artwork worth $2 million.
Yeah.
I would definitely tell somebody, like, do your research on whatever artist that you're acquiring, what piece you're acquiring.
Do you have any specific criteria on what you collect?
Well, contemporary. I'm not a fan of abstract art. Okay. So abstract art would be like patterns or like splatter everywhere, like stuff like that. It's cool. I don't knock it, but I don't like abstract art. I like contemporary art. I like pop art. Okay. Like a lot of Warhol, Kaws, Murakami.
Yeah, that's more dope. That's fine.
Yeah, it's more contemporary art. I like a lot of things too.
I didn't know the name of that. What is it? It's contemporary. It's
contemporary and abstract.
Abstract.
Yeah.
I like that.
I know abstract, but contemporary really.
Yeah, contemporary is all the other weird shit. Gotcha. And it's like
I mean, I'm curious
like
now. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Like shapes too.
Yeah, I know what it means. Like they'll throw like a fucking.
Yeah, that's the shit that like Damien Hirst.
But you see, but Damien Hirst has done other.
Yeah, he done
other type of art. Like he's one of my favorite artists too. He actually has done a million other type of projects. Like his art has no. You can't box his art. It's the same thing with Kaws. You really can't box Kaws art because Kaws can actually draw. Like he can draw you, for example. Like Kaws could draw. He could paint. Don't even want to say draw. He could paint like fucking Rembrandt. Like he could paint like real, like the fucking Michelangelo. That's crazy. So he could break away from the cartoony type of shit and really and paint on that type of art. So like these artists now they're crazy with their talent.
He's gonna make me start looking into fucking art now, bro. Like,
man, you should definitely.
No, listen, I'm not alive. No, I'm not gonna lie. The Kaws years ago, I love those figurines, bro. Like I fucking love, but they are expensive.
Yes,
they are expensive. So I seen them for like, I think it was like when I see like 900. I'm like,
yeah, they that expensive.
I said, damn, what? But it's fire. I do like them. But the way you talking about it now is a whole different outlook to it. Because I would have not understood it. That's 900. I'm not. That shit is dope, but I ain't paying no fucking 900 for that shit. But listening to you talk, how you talk about it,
exactly,
it gives you a whole different outlook to it.
A year from now, that 900 will just doubled. Yeah, of course, hell yeah.
But even before you even came here, just by watching your Instagram and me seeing you go through the whole art galleries and stuff like that, I've been intrigued to go, but I don't want to go to like a regular like MoMA art gallery.
Okay. Yeah, that's like a museum.
Yeah, I don't want to go to one of those and just standing there and be like,
go to actual.
Yeah, I want to go to the actual one and be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But there's like the MoMA, they'll have a like an artist present their shit there too.
Oh, okay.
Like sometimes they'll have like a retrospect or something like that in museums. So in museums they kind of house like the older artists, like either artists that passed away or sometimes they'll have a Kaws painting that they copped or some shit like that. But like I wouldn't say those are good starts for a beginner because they're big. Okay. There's a lot to look at. Okay. You could be up on a bunch of artists because there's different art. Okay. So you got to find your wave, like which art attracts you the most.
Yeah.
You're gonna see what you mean. If you go to the MoMA, you're gonna see all types of art.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing like with the Whitney Museum or the Guggenheim. You're gonna see all types of art.
I actually thought that was all one place.
No. And 3 different museums.
I thought when we say MoMA, I thought that was all of them right there.
Nah. Hell no. Nah, you got the MoMA, you got they're all I was gonna say the MoMA's most known, but nah, they're all like renowned museums. Like the MoMA is fire. That's like probably the most modern one. Okay. And then you got the Guggenheim. That shit is fire, but that has like a lot of older art in it, even though it's still fire. And another cool thing too about museums is the architecture of the actual building is fire too. Like the museum is actually a piece of art itself.
And people don't know that.
Exactly.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
The architecture is fire from the inside. So that's another thing too. Like I'm so deep in art, I start looking at everything as fucking art. So like the architecture, the fucking staircases, the way they present the art, like because you got to figure all that shit is an idea. It was an idea. You can't. I mean, you can, but you can't throw fucking a Kaws in a fucking back alley. Like you can do it, or like an abandoned building type shit. Like that's already been done. Basquiat did that, having shows in a loft. And shit like that, right? And then they transcend to the gallery, and then the museum is like the top dog. If you're in the museum,
So like, exactly. so like you getting into art here and like in New York. How about like when you go travel in these other places? Because I know when I travel, I'm looking at the architecture, like how it's different from New York to here, and I'm like, nah, that shit was way different. Like that right there is real art right there. So like, how is what's going through your mind when you're just seeing different shit in all these cultures, all these different cultures?
Oh, like when I went to Brazil, actually, they have, especially in Rio, they have graffiti artists like crazy. There's actually, the fuck is this guy's name? There's actually I can't think of his name right now, but there's a big artist from Brazil that he does murals like on buildings, and it's just large scale murals. I'm talking about the whole side of a building.
So you talking about like the one, like the Michael Jackson one downtown on St. Mark's around there?
Well, yeah, like those are murals too. But there's just one in this famous artist in Brazil that he that's what he like specializes in. So like you go out there and you see his shit on these buildings everywhere. Like he must take pride in doing like these big ass murals because they're just flooded everywhere. But then you see other artists that you're familiar with too. Like I saw a Space Invader. He's the one that does the tiles. Yeah. And I seen his shit in Brazil too.
Wait, so those like the steps that
Nah, the Space Invader, he does, you know that Space Invader the game?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He does the tiles. He got a couple shit in the city. Like he got a Michelangelo over downtown. He got there's one like biting an apple on like West 14th Street. He got a couple. And I seen his shit all the way in Brazil. So like that's artists travel too. Like they travel a lot. And you could find their art all over the fucking world.
That's dope.
But yeah, art really expanded. Art is what got me into traveling because I said like, okay, if I really want to do this art thing, the dudes that I met in Texas, they was really about it. Like they was taking flights and going all over the place for art. Yeah, exactly. They not only different cultures, but they was just flying out in support for the artists that they love.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So if Kaws had a show in St. Louis, motherfuckers was hopping on a flight, going to St. Louis, and then the artists recognize this shit, and they be like, yo, I see y'all all the time.
Yeah,
Here, let me sketch your black book. Yo, you want a studio visit? A motherfucker, we had dinner with fucking Kaws. Like, we was chopping it up with Kaws, having dinner with Murakami, with fucking Hebrew Brantley. Like, motherfuckers was making connections with the actual artists.
I don't know all these names, but just remember all these names.
No,
you
you
can look them
definitely,
up.
like, you definitely, I ain't gonna lie, you definitely
Bro,
seen,
fucking,
like, and it's crazy because you definitely seen all these people, but you just don't know that it was
Probably,
like
but that's
Murakami.
fine.
You definitely seen before.
Yeah, I know who Murakami is. Yeah.
Yeah, but I had got hit up one day to go to Chicago for a day and run around with an artist named Jerkface while he did a big ass mural of a cat from like Alice in Wonderland. And bro, I was in Chicago. This motherfucker's on the lift. It's windy as fuck in Chicago, and he's over here doing the fucking mural, wilding out on that shit. And this is a motherfucker that nobody knows what he looks like, and I'm running around Chicago with him, and he's doing all this shit. Like I got so many stories running around with artists, man, and they all cool. Like, no artist I met ever been on some dumb shit. Even Kaws, like, a lot of people say, like, yo, he don't sign shit no more. Like, before he would sign shit, but now he personalizes it. So he'll be like to Josh and then write Kaws because a lot of people were selling his shit. He would sign it, and then people would go on eBay and sell his shit. So he kind of look at it like he don't like that resale game. Like, he's like, you know, that shit is corny.
You really got to be into it.
And the more he signs and is around the world, his signature is not gonna mean a lot.
Exactly. And I mean, it's still Kaws and it's still fresh. But like, I was there at the time where he would sign shit with a smile. Now he's like he gets fucking aggravated because people are just coming because you got to figure, like, you're not coming. These people now are not coming to the show to see the show. They just coming to get the autograph and then they're leaving. Like, I done seen that shit many times. But like, yeah, that picture with me giving him the sneaker, he's laughing, he's smiling because I had said, I had pulled out the sneaker and I was like, I bet you haven't seen these in a while because they had released, I think, in 2006. Okay. And that show, I think, was in 2011 or 2012, something like that. Okay. But yeah, so when I had bought them out brand new, never wore them, when I had bought them out, and he was like, you really want me to sign these? And I was like, hell yeah. I was like, yo, go ahead, sign them shits. Like, of course I want you to sign them. And he, you know, he signed it. He was super cool about the shit. And he's always been cool. Like,
do you still have those sneakers though?
Yeah, of course. Hell yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, those shits is going for like,
yeah.
You can't even, that shit is priceless, bro. At this point, you can't even buy them shits anywhere, bro.
Especially if they sign.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, no, wait. You talking about the Kaws 90? Oh, nah, I've been sold them shit. Yeah. I sold them. Because I had to think about it like, wait a second. Nah, them shits is gone. Because when Virgil did the Off-White, the 10, actually, that was another moment in sneaker shit. And like the whole sneaker culture. Because it was the first time that... somebody actually deconstructed
a Jordan.
But he did other silhouettes too. So we're seeing all these iconic silhouettes like the Blazer and the Presto and the Jordan 1 and fucking Vapor Max or whatever. Yeah, we're seeing them like deconstructed. So that hype around that concept like lit the fucking sneaker game on fire. That's what birthed all this DIY shit. Right? So when Virgil did that, it was like, bro, the hype beast in me was incredible. It was like, I gotta have them, right? I gotta have them. And resale was at sky high at this time. Like, if you got your hands on a rare pair of sneakers or a limited pair of sneakers, the price is up to you. You could sell them shit for whatever you want because somebody may look at you crazy, but there's always somebody that's willing to pay, right? Like, at the end of the day, right? Yeah. So, especially if you hold on to them, right? So... I was like, yo, I gotta have those Prestos. I was like, yo, I need those Prestos badly. So
have you ever had to go like really do like go far for something that you wanted?
I was gonna go to Shanghai.
What?
To fucking Shanghai. Listen,
you gonna get them?
A couple of my friends went to Shanghai. Yeah. My boy John Reaper went to Shanghai for a fucking day to cop the Kaws 4. His Kaws did a collab with Jordan and dropped the Jordan 4 Kaws. And motherfuckers went to Shanghai. I couldn't do that. I couldn't go to Shanghai for a pair of fucking sneakers. No way in hell. And even after, I mean, it would have been a dope experience. I wouldn't even say never because
that's
I
an experience for sure.
Yeah, I probably would have.
I mean, would you get your money back though? Like, let's say, like, are you getting those sneakers for you or for collection? Because if it's collection, you get your money back from your flight for buying a sneaker.
Oh yeah.
Like
I definitely would have been on some like I gotta double up on this.
Okay,
so to keep one and sell one, but nah, it was. The people that went ended up copying for them. They really fuck with Kaws, and it was a fresh sneaker. Like it wasn't. That's one of like probably the best collabs like ever made.
That shit was
but it's just flying to Shanghai. It's just
Yeah.
that part right
That's
there.
how
Like
serious
that's how serious it is.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
that part you taking a flight to fucking
Because
China.
at the
that's
time,
crazy.
I think the rumor was they was only releasing there.
Oh,
So I think that's what was the whole thing about having to go to Shanghai.
Yeah.
But
that's fire.
when Kaws does a show overseas, it's always like some crazy shit.
Yeah.
So we had went to the one in Texas, and he was supposedly bringing that same show to Shanghai. So we assumed that it was gonna be better than the one in Texas,
Right.
and the one in Texas was incredible.
Yeah.
So when they had went out to Shanghai, it was kind of like a disappointment because it wasn't better.
Oh.
But this was actually like the first time that ever happened in like Cole's career. Like motherfuckers really, he didn't go in, or I guess the space makes everything look better.
True.
So the museum in Texas is called the Tate Modern. That's what it's called. The actual museum is fire.
Yeah.
The layout, the architecture, you could put any fucking artist in that bitch, and that's just gonna look amazing, right? So having artists renowned as Kaws and the magnificent Kaws, his retrospect there made it even 10 times better, 100 times better, right? But the fact that it didn't have the same
Impact. Right?
Yeah, didn't have the same, the art, and when he took it to Shanghai, didn't have the same impact because where the art was housed. It wasn't in that type of museum.
Got you.
Right? Like the spaces were bigger.
Like the lighting is different. The space
Yeah,
is bigger.
exactly. Like the
yeah.
spacing was bigger.
Yeah.
So the big ass statues that he had at the Modern was in a little smaller space. So they looked like giants in the Shanghai space. Since everything was bigger,
Okay.
they were still giants, but it wasn't as
I know that's what you mean.
yeah, it wasn't. You didn't get that wow factor.
Like when you walk that small space, like damn, this is big.
Yeah, like my boy John Reaper, he went out there, copped the kicks, he went to the show, didn't really like it, came back in like a day.
Yo, God bless.
Went to Shanghai for a day type shit. Like that's incredible. But that's
super incredible.
That's a story for him to tell.
That's super incredible.
Yeah, that's a story for him to tell. But yeah, that's what intrigued the traveling.
Right, okay.
Was traveling for art. That's what led to me wanting to venture out and really travel. Because like I said, like I was more so in the States.
Right.
And this basically made me want to go abroad.
So now talking about travel, right? Like, the top 5 places you've been to.
Top 5 destinations I've been to. Brazil, number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recommend everybody.
I'm asked that. Then why? If you
Okay.
say.
Yeah, so I want to say Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo, Brazil.
That's Brazil, Sao Paulo. Okay,
Yes, Sao Paulo, Brazil.
He sounded mad confused. Nigga said,
So-
what, nigga?
Anytime you say Brazil, you think of
Like Rio.
exactly.
yeah,
Rio
that's
is
the
the
first
number one that everybody thinks.
Yes.
To me, honestly, my personal opinion, Sao Paulo is way better than Rio.
Okay.
Rio's more. I mean, they got the beach in Rio, like that. You know, they got their. The locals to me were a little bit more aggressive. I
Rio?
want to say,
In Rio.
yeah,
That's like more the
Bougie.
city vibe, right?
No,
it's not?
more beachy. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
more laid back beaches.
Gotcha.
That's why I said like that's where the beaches are.
Oh,
So like
at.
Miami
Movie,
Beach.
after
It's
that
like-
movie came out. it was
Yeah, it's. I want to say 100 times better than Miami Beach. This is like Copacabana Beach, like Empanama Beach. This is like one of the world's renowned beaches.
Oh,
like
I don't know.
I think this beach is like on top 10. Gotta be.
Really?
The length of this beach is insane. This beach is humongous, right? And not only that, the water is perfect.
Oh,
It's the beach is huge. The water's perfect. Where it's at is dope too. Like their boardwalk is kind of like a long street, like kind of like the Grand Concourse. If I want to like give it a reference,
Okay.
it's kind of like that, and it's just like packed with people doing shit on that boardwalk type of place. Like, for example, like a bunch of food vendors. You know, when you go to the beach, there don't really be no fucking food. You gotta bring your own food. Yeah, right? So
like a lot going on over there.
Yeah. In Brazil, you got like a bunch of food vendors. You got motherfuckers dancing, break dancing, you know, just doing shit. There's a lot of entertainment.
Right.
There's a lot of entertainment in Rio. But if you don't know Portuguese in Rio, it's kind of like you ain't really getting nowhere.
Oh, because that's the main language over there.
Yes. And there's really nobody that speaks English in Rio.
You just literally took me away from Rio. I was just imagining myself there now.
You can. I would definitely recommend you go to Rio. Everyone should go to Brazil. The reason why I say that is because Brazil is so much different than New York. It's so much different than New York. Yeah, but it's just so when I'm saying totally different, I mean completely different. Like from the food to the currency to the people to the just scenery. The entire way of living. It's totally different than what they show in the movies. The fucking what you read, like everything is different.
That's
like
you gotta experience it yourself.
Yes, that's why you have to experience it yourself. Like so, I would say
Rio's one.
Rio's dope. No, Sao Paulo. Rio, Sao Paulo. Brazil in total. Brazil is beautiful at the end of the day. But like Rio to me is more touristy. So if you want to go to Rio and you want to see the Christ the Redeemer, which is one of the fucking 7-8 wonders of the world, whatever it is.
Statue, right? The big statue.
Yeah, the Christ the Redeemer is there. The stairs with the tiles is there. I think the first Fogo de Chao, that's like the Rodizio shit where you flip the card. I think the first one ever made is there. So yeah, there's a lot of. Then you got the beaches. Like there's a lot of entertainment in Rio. Sao Paulo. The reason why for me Sao Paulo is better is because it has the best nightlife. Has the best nightlife in the world. I'm talking about block parties that last for 3 days. Like the fucking bars everywhere. Like there's clubs, there's lounges, there's rooftop bars. It's basically
definitely
the city. So Sao Paulo is like the city, like our city. Like you see people more dressed.
Okay.
Like it branded up. Like you'll see people in Prada. Like shit like that. Like you'll see people more branded up. You'll see more fit people. In Sao Paulo, they take fitness to the fucking extreme. Hell yeah. Like, excuse me, everybody, no matter the gender, man, woman, fucking fit. The majority of people are fit. Especially if you're in the places that I'm talking about. You're gonna see attractive people, you're gonna see fit people. Like so Sao Paulo is definitely it when it comes to the favorite place that I've been to. Number one.
What number two?
Number two. I want to say number two. I would say I just came back. Colombia, same type of vibe. I'm really like the.
You got that South American vibe right now?
I'm like
that run.
I like the nightlife. Like I feel like if I'm gonna go out, a lot of my time on vacation is gonna be at the night.
Okay.
Like I'm not really a beach person, to be honest. Like I'll go to the beach. It's not like I'm not going to the beach, but I'm not really a beach person, bro. Like I don't really want to get in the ocean. I'll do it. I'm not saying that I won't do it.
You won't prefer it.
Yeah, I won't. But that's not my first recommendation. Like when I go on vacation, I'll get the villa with the pool. Like shit like that. I'll get the villa with the pool. I'll get the ocean view. But like, am I going to the beach every day on vacation? No. What I'm doing?
Nah, I'm with you on that one. I'm definitely with you on that one.
Yeah, and because if you think about it, right?
I don't know what the fuck. If you
when you go to vacation, you probably go into the beach once, maybe 2 times.
You're lying.
But you're going out every night.
That's a fact.
Whether it's to eat or go to a club, a lounge, bar, whatever have you. You're going out every night. So I base a lot of my vacation planning
around that.
Around the nightlife. If the nightlife is lit, then I'm fucking with it. But if it just has beaches to offer and shit like that, it depends on the vacation vibe, like what I want to do. But I don't really like beaches. Not really my thing. But I'm gonna say Colombia. Colombia was dope. I met a lot of good people out in Colombia. Colombia was fire. The nightlife is just as lit. And the currency, like you could do a lot for your money.
Oh yeah.
Like, the currency different is outrageous to me. Like, bro, you could go crazy.
Yeah,
with,
so you
yeah,
okay,
like
the value is more low down there.
Yeah, hell yeah, and you just get more for your money.
Right.
Like you could have a good time and not spend a lot of money.
Nice.
Like exactly. Like I would say like, bro, $1,500. If you're on the cheap side, you can flight, hotel. With $1,500, you can have an amazing time in Colombia. You'll eat at high-end restaurants.
You said that's including flight and hotel?
Flight, hotel.
Get the fuck out of here. You serious?
Flight, hotel.
Yeah, listening
you
to
could
that?
go to fucking fancy restaurants. It also depends on the duration. I remember. I take 2, 3, 4 day vacation.
I mean,
yeah,
that's still a fucking thing.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, obviously, the longer you stay, the more money you're gonna spend. Right. But if you 2-3 days, bro, you can have the time of your life for $1,500, and this is the entire trip.
That's fine.
And it all depends on what you want to do. You don't necessarily have to go to the club and pop a bottle.
True.
Even though it's cheap as fuck, you don't have to do that. It's all on you. So if you stay within your means, you can have a fucking fantastic time.
That's what people don't understand either, man. Like, you could go places and it won't cost as much, but we think it's so far-fetched because it's just somewhere else that we just never seen before.
Of course. You know I'll say my third favorite place, probably the most expensive place I've been now to get on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Cabo. Very expensive.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
What? In Mexico. Cabo is very expensive. Yo, bro, probably the most fucking priciest place I've ever been to in my life. I'm talking about bottled water, like $15 fucking dollars. I swear to God. And
you know exactly what they doing.
Their Cabo is basically the breakaway from Cancun. And it's like if you want a more relaxed vacation, they do have a nightlife out there, but it's not nowhere near Brazil's nightlife. But it's they know what they doing out there.
So is it worth going? Is it worth going?
Yeah, it's definitely worth experiencing, especially if you're gonna go on the like. I spent a lot of money, but it's also what I did. Like I stayed in Nobu. I was eating at like that's what I'm saying. But this is the type of vacation that you're gonna spend money, so you have to
gotta go prepared.
Yeah, you gotta prepare yourself. Is it a place where I will go back? Probably not. Probably not.
But it's a good experience though.
Yeah, it's a good experience. And it's because I think I did everything that I would have wanted to do in Cabo. So there's really no reason for me to go back unless they open up something crazy that I gotta go back. But as far as like doing what I wanted to do, I did all the fly shit you could do in Cabo. So that would be number 3. Number 4 would be Tulum. Now Tulum is I got on my Aquaman shit in Tulum. If Tulum is where adventure, bro, the cenotes, the natural swimming pools, there's like 600 of them shits. Not only in Tulum, all over Mexico.
Right.
But Tulum has a very good amount of them. And Tulum was fire. It was hard for me to find fucking tacos in Tulum.
Really?
Like real tacos.
In Mexico? That's funny.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Same shit I thought.
You're not the only one who told me that.
And it was hard to find a taco that we're
accustomed
to. Yeah. Because their tacos wasn't what I thought fucking taco.
It was more like some bougie shit, right? And
it was fucking like Bro, it wasn't a chicken taco, bro. It wasn't a chicken taco. It wasn't a fucking al pastor. It wasn't that. It was some other shit.
Because I be going to like these Tulum type of restaurants over here in New York, and like the food that they serve is just like, yo, like, is this really how it is over there, bro? Because this shit is not it. Like,
yeah, definitely, right? So I had found a spot that had like some tacos there, unless you on like the strip. So in Tulum, there's a strip where everybody goes to. Is like you probably seen Pablo Escobar's crib. It's called Casamaca.
Okay,
and there too they have art there too.
Oh, that's cool.
Like because I think an art collector had purchased the spot and then turned that into a resort. And then he put like some of his collection in there. So you'll see art in there too. And there on that strip, that's like the main strip. You'll find like all the fancy restaurants, some dope ass resorts, and they have food there. Like, you could find some tacos there, but I wanted like an authentic.
Yeah.
I wanted the lady on the side of the road, you know?
And you would think, right? Like,
yeah, like I wanted something from the locals. That's another thing too. When you travel, support the locals, bro. Support the locals, right?
the
So,
locals.
I was looking for that, and that shit led me. I ended up finding one, like a taco truck. It was actually called the Best Tacos in Tulum. That's literally what that's literally what the fucking taco truck was called. And had to go in like the crazy back block. Shit was super sketchy. Super sketchy, but that motherfucker was there. Like it was like a light on that motherfucker. Like, because where I was walking was dark as fuck. There was no street lights. Yeah, I swear to God, shit was dark as fuck. It looked like I was in the middle of nowhere. It looked like we literally ventured off the tourist road and was where we shouldn't be. But something told me, keep going.
The taco truck is there.
Is there. And he was there. And there was other people there too. And they was just as happy as I was. So that shit was dope. But yeah, Tulum got the cenotes. That shit was fire because some of them you don't even gotta pay to go in. Some of them shits are like behind people's houses. And they'll charge like $1 or 50 cents. And yeah, bro, it's natural swimming pools. Shit got no animals in it, no fish, no nothing. It's just a legit pool that's clear as day. So
that's fire.
Yeah, that shit was fire. So yeah, Tulum definitely number. What was that? 4.
So it's 5.
And number 5, I would say Aspen. Aspen, because that was just
Aspen for the winter.
Me too.
You went in the winter, right?
I went in February. Yeah. Aspen is very very different.
Yeah. Because
of like the weather, like it's fucking winter wonderland over there. So it's like you gotta.
But that shit is.
You gotta, Aspen is expensive.
And like, that shit always confused me too, because even though like you said, like with the weather, like I still see people like in the hot tubs, like outside though. It's like outside hot tubs, jacuzzi.
So Colorado around this time, it like the snow goes away and shit like that. It shit is like a regular fucking day. Like grass is growing, shit like that. But then when winter comes, it's really winter over there. Like it's fucking Colorado. Like them motherfuckers get snow. And when they get snow, they get it for real. Like every day you gotta wear the snorkel, you gotta wear the face mask, the goggles. You can't go out there with no fucking regular bubble whatever. Nah, the North Face is you suited for that because that's the brand. That's the North Face, the Montclair, the Canada Goose. They set you up for that.
Yo, you remember using a Montclair?
Oh yeah, early, bro.
Yeah, I remember that. But people like, why you spend 900? Was that like 1,500 or 1,200?
Yeah, it was like 1,200. Yeah, 1,200. Yeah, for the vest was $850.
Yeah,
and it was called the Tibbet. And that's another thing. When you up on fashion, you know the names of these shits. Like it wasn't just a vest, a bubble vest. Nah, it was a Tibbet navy blue Montclair vest. Then I had the red Branson. Then I had the navy blue Y2K joint. That's the one that one was actually famous because Kanye had wore it and he performed with the red bubble. Yep, I had that same exact one in navy blue. Yeah, but Montclair was fire. That was the jump. I went from Marmont to Montclair. When everybody was wearing the biggies and shit like that, I peeped game with the Montclair, copped the Montclair.
I ain't gonna lie, I witnessed it.
I
definitely witnessed it for sure. I definitely witnessed it for sure.
Early.
Like, people even asking, why you spend that much on a fucking jacket, bro? On a shiny. And that's what it was. Everybody thought it's fucking shiny, but nah, the man was on it for real, bro.
Yo, but it was one of it's the warmest coat. Yeah. Like there's no to this day. Yeah. It's the best coat. It's literally the best coat. But it's just like just Montclair is just it's you know in New York we really don't experience a real winter. Like even this winter, like you don't need a Montclair. You understand? Yeah, in Aspen you need a fucking Montclair. Like when it's winter in Aspen, you need a Montclair. You need a Gore-Tex North Face with the layers. Like you need to layer up. Like, and there's no way around it. But yeah, Aspen was beautiful. Like seeing the snow, the mountains. They got like They got like a shop, downtown Aspen has like chrome hearts and all that shopping shit. Prada, Louis, they got all that shit.
I mean, that's money over there.
Yeah,
so they definitely gonna have that.
They got all that shit, and Bud is legal over there. Bud was legal over there for a little while now, for a minute. I think it was always legal.
It was only
it was actually one of the first real dispensaries I ever been to. It was called Nature Roots.
Okay,
and yeah, bro, they had a selection of all types of bud. Like, I didn't know bud expanded that much. Like, you know, like I knew about shit, but I didn't know like yeah,
that extreme.
That was the first real authentic licensed dispensary I ever, stepped foot into.
So now your top 5. Where's your next travel at? Before we end, where would you want to go the next travel? Or if you had planned already?
My next, I definitely want to go back to Colombia. Like, if I had to double back, I definitely want to, because I didn't do everything I wanted to do. But I had a great time there. I would definitely go back to Colombia. I'm actually like looking forward to doing that. But I have nothing planned at the moment now. I'm dabbling with that. I plan on traveling sometime in June around my birthday, June, July.
Yeah.
But somewhere that I really, really want to go. I'm definitely gonna go.
Your main one that you really want to fucking.
It's not that I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna go.
I like that. Manifest. You hear that? Manifest. Law of attraction, baby.
I want to go to Australia.
Oh.
So Australia is definitely high on the list.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Australia is definitely high on the list because it's completely far out. Shit's on the other side of the world. But that's like a one and done. Like, go over there, see this shit. Like, I love animals and shit like that. I want to go over there. So that's very high on the list. Japan, obviously, like, I want to experience that with my son. So I'm waiting for him, to finish doing what he got to do. And somewhere else, like Hawaii used to be there, but I don't really want to do Hawaii.
I had that in my top 5, but I don't know.
Yeah, like I keep hearing that there's really not that much to do, and
I heard that too.
People that have went out there said that it's super expensive, and there's really not much to do. But like, that's another thing. Like with Dubai, I have no interest in going to Dubai. There's too many fucking rules over there. You can get locked up for doing the most simplest shit.
That's crazy.
Like, it looks cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would go to Dubai, but I don't have to go.
I'd rather go to other places than
Dubai. I'd rather
first,
go somewhere else, especially with Dubai being expensive and shit like that. But
shit.
I was thinking about even Africa, going to Africa, because I know Africa got a lot of beautiful cities.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice. Yeah, definitely. But I would say, like, Australia is definitely up there. Different. Japan is up there.
Got nothing, Mike.
I want to say one more, like somewhere tropical. Where would I definitely want to go to Spain. I definitely want to go, like, Spain Greece. Is there. Yeah, Greece is there. Like, Greece, I know I'm going to do Greece at some point in time, but it's not like somewhere that I'm like, I gotta go to Greece. Right. Like I have to go to Australia. I have to go to Japan.
True. That's true.
And then Spain, like I have to go to Spain because it's just another like the Spanish culture. I want to go to all the Spanish. So like Venezuela, Spain, Colombia, Argentina. Like all those places. I want to go to all of them.
I'm surprised you ain't say France because like how heavy the fashion is over there too.
Oh, like France, shows, Paris, and all that shit. Like I would do that, but then again, that's like a different type of time. Like it depends on it depends on the company who I'm going with. So if the group I'm going with gets fly and Paris is the destination, I'm with it. Let's go to France. Yeah, we could do it. You want to go to Monaco and watch the fucking F1? I'm down for that. Let's do it. Yeah. As long as there's something that we doing that's fly, that's gonna intrigue me to go.
Yeah.
Then I'm with it. Then I'm with it. Like, and that's another thing too. Like, I'm a foodie, so I also have high expectations when it comes to food. So
I'm glad you said that. Just one more before I know. All right, so. Food, the one place you want to go to for to try something food for their culture.
Food, so I would say Italy.
Italy?
Yeah, I would say Italy because I love Italian food, obviously, like pizza and shit like that, pasta and rigatoni, all that. Like I could run down the line. There's so many options when you look at Italian cuisine, right? So I want to go to Italy to find out how it's really fucking made because pizza and like whenever I have like brick oven pizza, or, you know the pizza that comes like in a pie, you can't order a slice. It tastes way different than a fucking regular $2 slice.
That is true.
And then it don't even be an Italian making the pizza. You feel me? Like, yeah, I want the authentic shit. So I would definitely say Italy.
That was cool. All right, cool. All right, so you want to say a few words? Oh, we always ask the guests to say a few words to the audience, something inspirational, just so they can pick up on that and take that wherever they want to take that to.
Something inspirational. I would say, man, always lead, never follow. Like being the leader in everything means that you're gonna come in first, and then just being first is always better than being last, or even being second for that matter. But yeah, always lead by example. That's number one. You don't have to be the best leader, but just lead by example. That's how you build a strong team, and stay fly, man. Just do everything you do. Just gotta be fly. Like my motto is just be cool. And just be cool in everything that you do. Don't be corny. Don't do no dumb shit. Don't be a hater. Just be cool, and shit'll come to you.
Oof, that's it. There you go, man. Shoot.
Vegas, we appreciate you for coming out here, bro. This is probably the longest episode that we've done.
Record breaking, baby.
Yo, and for people asking like,
I want to ask that real quick.
Cover the face and shit like that. That's just the mask, man. That's just the mask. Like you gotta play the background. You can't always be in the light. You need the mask. Be observant. When people when they don't see you, when you in the shadows, and then you just pop out, they like. Those are the people that be like, yeah, I knew you. Yeah, I know you. Yeah. And you just be like, man, you don't know me, man. You don't know me. Go like that way, man. You don't know me. But yeah, that's really it. It's just the whole covering the face is just a little Instagram persona. Yeah. People that fuck with me, they know me. They know what I look like with the shades on, with the shades off. But that's all it really is.
That was dope. Nah, we always wanted to know that. People that didn't know that, now you know. That face cover, that's the mask, baby. Mask on, mask off.
That's going to be the thumbnail right there.
That is definitely going to be the thumbnail. Yo, Vegas, again, thank you. Thank you for coming, man. Sir. Thank you for sharing your experiences, your life, man, like from where you were to where you are now, man. God bless you, bro. All ventures, blessings to you, man. We hope you keep growing. You know what I mean? And that's only what it is. Up from here, bro. Like,
yes, up from
here.
What I mean? Elevate.
That's it, man. So, with that said, yo, peace, bless, love. Give thanks to that man above.
Live, love, prosper, y'all.
Peace.